Hi guys, have you ever heard about the Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs? SDGs, also known as the Global Goals, have 17 goals with 169 targets that all United Nations member states have agreed to work towards achieving by the year 2030. It's adopted by the United Nations in 2015 as universal action to end poverty, hunger and disease, protect the planet, and ensure that all people enjoy peace and prosperity. The 17 SDGs are integrated. They recognize that action in one area will affect outcomes in others and that development must balance social, economic, and environmental sustainability. Countries have committed to prioritize progress for those who are farthest behind. The SDGs are designed to end poverty, hunger, AIDS, and discrimination against women and girls. The creativity, know-how, technology, and financial resource from all of society is necessary to achieve the SDGs in every context.
Goals 1. No poverty. End poverty in all its forms everywhere. Eradicate extreme poverty, currently measured as people living on less than $1.25 a day. Goal 2. Zero hunger. End hunger, achieve food security and improve nutrition. 3. Good health and well-being. Health issues are also a major concern in the Sustainable Development Goals. Goals for quality education. Ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all.
Goal 5. Gender equality. Achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. Ending all discrimination against women and girls is not only a basic human right, it is crucial for sustainable future. Goal 6. Clean water and sanitation. Ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. Goal 7. Affordable and clean energy. Ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. Expanding infrastructure and upgrading technology to provide clean and more effective energy in all countries will encourage growth and help the environment. Goal 8. Decent work and economic growth. Promote sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all.
Goals 9. Industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Build resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. Goals 10. Reduce inequality. Reduce inequality within and among countries. In developing countries, this gap has increased by as much as 11% if we calculate based on population growth. Goals 11. Sustainable cities and communities. Make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. Goals 12. Responsible consumption and production. Ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns.
Goal number 13. Climate action. There is no country that is not experiencing the drastic effect of the climate change. Greenhouse gas emissions are now more than 50% higher than in 1990. And for the goal number 14, we have life below water. Marine pollution is now reaching alarming levels with an average of 13,000 pieces of plastic litter to be found on every square of ocean. And if we have life below water for number 14, then we have life on land for number 15. Human life depends on the earth as much as the ocean for our sustenance and livelihoods. Goal number 16. Peace and justice institution. We cannot hope for sustainable development without peace, stability, human rights, and effective governance based on the rule of the law. And for the last goal, number 17, we have partnerships to achieve the goal. The world is now more interconnected than ever. Improving access to technology and knowledge is an important way to share ideas and foster innovation. And that's all for the 17 goals of Sustainable Development Goals.
After we know about the 70 points on the Sustainable Development Goal, there will be one main point that will be discussed in this video. The point that will be discussed is 12 point, which is about responsible consumption and production. The goal of developing this point is to ensure responsible consumption and production pattern in society by recognizing the importance of reducing our ecological footprint by changing the way we produce and consume food and other resources. Efficiency management of the use of shared natural resources and the way we dispose of toxic waste and pollutants are important targets for achieving this goal. It is equally important to encourage industry, business, and consumers to recycle and reduce waste, as is supporting developing countries to move toward more sustainable consumption pattern by 2030. With concern for food security and production pattern that pay attention to the environment will lead to sustainable consumption pattern and ensure that every community will enjoy consumption even for their basic needs in the long term.
Segunung, a village that is located in Wonosalam, Jombang, is famous for its coffee and dairy resource. Almost all of the residents have an occupation as farmers, and rangers work at their own place or getting employed by someone else. Their dairy production is getting a lot of attention from big companies such as Nestle and Dengo and many else. But there is one big problem: they cannot get rid of their animal waste properly, and instead they just dump it on nearby river, polluting the clean water resource around. Because Segunung is located in a high altitude area, they cannot dry this waste fast enough to be used as fertilizer, especially in a great number. One solution though that is being offered is to turn that waste into a biogas fuel for powering nearby homes or cooking. But they met an obstacle along the way. Apparently their waste volume is not big enough to work all this trouble, especially when a lot of range in Segunung area had a small cow-sized population, and with the mountainous terrain making it difficult to scale out the cow-sized population.
Organic waste processing that has been done so far is by composting. However, the conventional composting method requires a relatively wide and relatively long time. One method that can be done to process the organic waste is by using the insect larvae. For example, is black soldier fly or BSF, or we used to call maggot. The use of the larvae from this insect as organic waste processors has a promising economic value because the harvested BSF larvae can be useful as a source of protein for animal feed, so that it can be an alternative feed substitute for the conventional feed. BSF is a type of fly commonly used to decompose organic waste into compost. The use of BSF for the waste degradation process is considered more effective than flies due to the BSF amazing qualities. BSF farming is a highly profitable form of feed production for chicken, fish, and pet animals. Segunung, the village that is famous for its milk from the dairy cattle production, has a serious problem with this waste. In order to take the advantage of BSF, we are facilitating a discussion between the dairy cattle farmer and the expert in the study to share the usefulness of BSF for reducing the waste from the dairy cattle. So we hope the discussion will get the new insight and it can be the problem solving for the issue.
Dusun Segunung is one of the best milk producers in East Java. The milk is processed into various products such as ice cream, steak, candy, and buttermilk. In a day, the milk that produces about more than 5 liters. Besides producing a lot of milk, cows and goats, of course, produce animal waste, which we can call livestock waste. If livestock waste is bad, it can damage the environment. In the soil, livestock waste can weaken the carrying capacity of the soil, causing soil pollution. In the air, it will cause a foul smell and can become a breeding ground for flies. So, we must not allow this because if left unchecked, it can damage the earth and cause very harmful diseases.
In accordance with SDG point 12, responsible consumption and production, which invite us not to damage the environment due to production activities. By reducing the production of waste through prevention, reduction, and recycling, processing waste into maggot can reduce the amount of waste that can damage the environment.
Nah,